Hello, my brownies! Welcome back to a brand new video, video number 4 on the channel. First of all, I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers, and I also want to let you guys know that we're finally setting a fixed upload schedule, one video every 2 weeks. I genuinely had no idea how to start this video, but I feel like the main character of the story is Albaik. No, actually, the criminal. If you don't know what Albaik is, it's a super famous fast food restaurant, kinda like KFC or McDonald's, but it's mainly in Saudi Arabia. And to this day, Albaik is still my favorite meal on earth. Like, if it was my last day alive and someone asked me what my final meal would be, I'd choose Albaik without even thinking twice. Quick fact about me. I'm extremely picky with food. I hate trying new things. I could literally eat the same exact meal every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and be completely fine with it. Whenever I go to a restaurant, I order the same thing every time. I don't even open the menu anymore. Like, I'll be walking on a mall, looking at all restaurants, telling myself, okay, today let's switch things up. Then 5 minutes later, I change my mind and end up ordering the same thing again. Anyway, back to the story. Me, my sister, and my little brother were each exactly one school stage apart. I was in high school, my sister was in middle school, and my little brother was still in elementary school. This happened on the last day of final exams and the beginning of summer vacation. Obviously, we were so happy, like unbelievably happy. The second we got home from school, we weren't asking what's for lunch or anything. Nah, we were demanding my mom to give us back the receiver she took away during exam so we could focus on studying, along with the PlayStation and the cable that connects it to the TV. And just like that, best summer vacation ever, gaming all day long. But to make that day even more perfect, we decided we didn't want homemade food. We wanted to eat from outside. And of course, the hero of the story was Albaik. My mom was like, okay, fine, but how are you guys going there? And my brother immediately goes, by the GMC. Now, my dad had this old GMC truck that had a million problems. I don't know anything about cars, but I remember the gear would get stuck all the time, and the gas and brake pedal were super heavy, like your leg would actually hurt using them. So my dad eventually bought another car and left this one parked kind of far from the house. And somehow the key ended up with me. Why? I genuinely had no idea. My mom asked my brother, do you know how to drive? And obviously, there was no way he was gonna say no. He spent literally an entire hour convincing her and then begged me to come with him since he didn't have a license. Basically, I was gonna be the license. Because in Saudi Arabia, if there are girls or women in the car, traffic police usually won't stop you. So apparently, we were safe. And on top of that, all the big branches used to have a special back window for women where you could get your order way faster, unlike the men's line that took forever. So for Albaik, I agreed. I handed him the keys and he went outside to move the car in front of the house while I get dressed. The second I walked out and I saw him inside the car, I realized how tiny he looked compared to it. And I literally thought to myself, is Albaik really worth this risk? But whatever, I trust God and got in the car. Then suddenly, we ran into our little cousin and decided to take him with us too. That's how the journey started. We got on the highway and honestly everything was going smoothly until we reached the first traffic light and sat there for a full minute in complete silence. Then the light turned green and we moved. Thank God, obstacle number 1 survived. We kept driving normally until suddenly my brother decided this was the perfect time to test his driving skill because of the road was empty. My cousin in the back seat was having the time of himself. Meanwhile, I was stressed out, but trying not to show it. Then suddenly, the next traffic light turned yellow, and my brother kept speeding up, trying to make it before it closed, acting like he was Dominic Toretto or something. And I'm sitting there like, this is not your time. Stop. Stop. I'm telling you to stop. The light turned red, and finally he slammed the brakes. But the problem was, we stopped too far ahead, like past the traffic light pole. We literally couldn't even see when the light changed anymore. Check if the light turned green, and this poor kid had to fully lean back and twist himself around just to see the light. Yeah, it's green. And off we went again toward the last traffic light. We somehow made it there with no problems. Then we reached the final U-turn. And I swear to God, it was the biggest U-turn I've ever took in my entire life. It was so huge that we actually had to reverse, adjust the car, then move forward again just to complete the turn. And finally, Albaik. Just like we planned, I got out, grabbed the food, came back, and the whole thing took less than 5 minutes. Then we started heading back home. And at first, everything was surprisingly smooth. First traffic light, green, we drove. Second traffic light, we stopped. Then suddenly, when it was time to move again, the gear got stuck and refused to shift. And I could literally see my brother struggling trying to fix it. That's when I fully panicked. My brain immediately started to create scenario where we lose control and crash. Why did I connect the gear getting stuck to the brake failing? I honestly don't know. Eventually, he managed to shift it, and we started driving in one gear, maybe two, I don't even remember. But I do remember the car moving in a really weird way. And because I was panicking, I started stressing him out too. I kept talking non-stop and giving instructions the entire drive. Eventually, I shut up and let him focus because I realized I was making things worse. Then we finally entered our neighborhood, and instantly, all my stress disappeared because home was close. Right before our house, there were this big apartment building where my cousin and their friends always play soccer outside. And suddenly, my brother decided it was the perfect opportunity to show off his driving skill in front of the boys. Out of nowhere, he swerved toward them fast, hit the gas dramatically, then slammed the brake at the very last second. Everybody scattered instantly, except one kid who literally fell into the hood of the car. Thank God he wasn't hurt. I opened the car door and ran home with tears in my eyes. I walked into my mom. What happened? And I told her everything in full details. And I was like, never give him the keys ever again. He doesn't know how to drive. 2 minutes later, my brother and cousin walked in, laughing at me. Until this day, I don't understand. Why do boys love showing off with car in front of their friends so much? And I remember after some time, the same thing happened again. One morning, he woke up for school, had breakfast, got dressed, grabbed the keys and left. But unfortunately for him, the driver who used to take my sister to school was outside waiting for her. The second my sister walked out, she saw the car speeding away and immediately got suspicious. She asked the driver, "Who's driving that car?" A tiny kid in school uniform took the car and drove fast. Obviously, it was him. Meanwhile, I was asleep because I had already graduated at that time. Then my sister called me from the driver's phone telling me, "Tell my mom your brother took the car and drove himself to school." And honestly, what mother is gonna sleep peacefully after hearing this? It wasn't even the idea of him driving to school that scared her the most. She was terrified about what he might do after school with his friends. So my mom called my older cousin because he lived close to the school and told him to go catch my brother and take the car away from him. And he actually went to the school, entered his classroom, and my brother, he straight up denied the car was ever with him. But what really happened was the second he reached the main road, he saw traffic police nearby. Panicked, turned around, parked the car back where it belonged, then went to school normally. Do you think he stopped stealing cars after that? Absolutely not. He kept driving recklessly until he got old, graduated, got his own car, and still drove like a maniac. Until one day, he got into a really horrible accident with his friends. But thank God, they all survived what could have easily been a deadly crash. I won't go into details out of respect for his privacy, but thank God, now he's grown up into someone truly responsible and dependable. And I'm honestly really proud of him and everything he's become. Actually, I spent the last week trying to convince him to do a YouTube channel to tell us his story because he has crazy ones. But he refused. If he finally agrees, I will share it with you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you still haven't, so you can join the Brownies family. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.